Most of the time, I'm talking to a clothing brand owner, emailing a clothing brand owner, doing a couple things. And I've been doing this for like 2 years. This is my third year doing this, right? So I want to let you know something. By doing this, I understand the difference from a clothing brand owner who's a doer and a student. Those are two things, and in life there's people like that as well. There's doers and then there's students. There's people that sit back and watch the people in the field doing. That's how life is. It has always been like that. There's a student and there's a doer. With clothing brand owners, I understand this. The clothing brand owners that are doers, there's a few things that they do. They take in information and they go to the field and do it. Anything I give them, anything I say to them, they take it in and they go do it. No questions asked. They don't really they don't poke at me with things, right? They just go. They're like, okay, so should I do this as well? Yes, go try, go do it. They are on the same spectrum as the curator. They're on the same wavelength. Then you have the student. The student sits and watches. The student consumes so much information and they sit and watch. Watchers. They watch the doers. So clothing brand owners come to me. They say, hey, Dave, I need help with my clothing brand. Okay, let me see your clothing brand. Let me see. I sit in, when I'm not talking to them, when I'm not looking at their brands, auditing them, doing content strategies, I'm watching. I watch the biggest brands and I watch the smallest brands that I know are going to be big. I am watching. The student watches and will say that they know so much. They know so fucking much because they watch and they never do. They watch and nag. That's what the student does. The doer, they take in the information, they sit there and they figure it out. They will only ask you a question to add on to something that they've already been doing or for you to look at what they did. That's a doer. That's a curator. The student wants to be on a dog leash. That's what the student wants to be. They want to be on a dog leash and they want you to direct them like this. The one thing that I learned in school that's going to actually help you in fucking life is that anything you learn in school, you have to go home and apply it. Y'all, with the clothing brand owners, apply it every day with your strategies. Do you know how many clothing brand owners that I have to tell to go post on stories every day? Do you understand that the algorithm is not pushing your content to the top every fucking day? You have to push your content to the top. A doer does that. A student sits and just let me post my Instagram post. Let me post my Instagram post. When the fucking person that followed you a week ago is not going to see your shit because you don't have the most followers yet. You still have a kind of a little bit of followers, so why would they put your shit to the top? They're only going to put the shit to the top that has the most likes and all these things, right? The student does that stupid shit. And then they tell me, oh yeah, I did this and I did that, so I understand. The doer is going to post in those stories every day. The doer is going to be on Pinterest figuring out shit, making mood boards, understanding the next drop. The doer is dissecting content, dissecting how all those people went to Red Note all of a sudden quick like that. The doer's on Lemon 8. The doer's on, right? The doer is moving and being a student, but only when needed. This clothing brand owner shit, I can give you a path. I cannot hold you the whole time. If I hold you the whole time, you will never learn how to do it by yourself. Ever. Ever. You will always have to hire somebody to do something so simple and so in your DNA as a clothing brand owner that is branding and marketing. If you are the owner of a brand, that shit should be in your DNA, branding and marketing. You should understand how to do it because it's your way of communicating to the customer. This is your only form of communication y'all have. Of course, you're communicating with the product that you give them as well, right? But the only way you're communicating at the top level is through branding and marketing. This is how you're telling the customer, I understand you, I trust you, I believe in you. Only fucking way. Only way. And y'all do like that. The students, the doers, they're checking in on what's next. They understand. And people who have my content strategies and stuff like that, I know the difference from a student and a doer. The student's going to tell me that they have everything set up. The doer's going to say, I trust what you think, and I'm just going to add on to it. And I'm not saying that I'm the best branding marketing person in the world, but the people who say that They go out and film the content. They go out and make the content, and they show me it, and it has a whole bunch of views, or it got them a couple of sales, or they started implementing it, and they see more engagement that they've ever seen. The student goes back and forth with me, telling them, yeah, I have this, but yeah, I have, yeah. And I asked him, have you posted anything? No. Adds up. There's this guy on my YouTube channel that is super passive aggressive, but he doesn't know that I'm the worst passive aggressive person I know. So let's see these little comments before we start. And this has to go into play of what I'm going to talk about today as well. Your aesthetic is just different, but you speak in facts about a lot of the brands, but some of them, I can tell you're just a hater. I've never been a hater in my life. These brands that I talked about in the last video, they could keep doing that silly shit for the rest of their lives as a brand owner. I don't care. They won't be around by 2026. Who cares? Let them do their shit. I don't care. I'm telling people that I care about, who watch my channel, who I want to win, that this is what you should do. Don't do that silly shit. That's all I'm telling you. What? And also, you're definitely right. Some of these brands aren't putting any effort into their marketing or product. But gang, I think you're just being a little biased due to your own aesthetic. I give y'all layouts to what works. Your duty, this is the difference. This is a student. He's not a doer. That's the issue. This is a student. He will never try to improve his brand. He would never go out in the field and work towards his brand because he's saying stupid shit like this. If you have common sense is guys, common sense is such a lost art. It's an art. You have to learn common sense. It's a lost art. It's a lost one. Obviously, I give y'all layouts based on things that I like. Why would I give a layout based on things that fucking 6,000 people that watch this YouTube channel like? I'm so confused. I give you layouts based on things that I like, but copy the layout. That's all I'm telling you. Copy the layout. I've never understood that I have to say things bar for bar. I was just going to make me buy something again. You're speaking from your POV. There's so many people who scroll and see content like this and just buy. You are just different, and that's fine. The people that look at content like this and buy it are not people that you want as consumers. I have done the research, and I have brands that did it. When you post content like this, you are not creating the content I showed in the past video. You are not creating a relationship with the consumer. You are creating a fast fashion relationship, meaning when I need something for somebody's birthday party, I'm going to go to H&M or Zara and get a piece. Then they're going to throw it away. You want something, you want to create a relationship that's based on a timeless aesthetic that the person is going to pursue their whole life. They're going to keep the piece for the rest of their life. Who's going to throw away their fucking Gucci bag? No one is. No one is. My mom has Von Dutch hats from the 2000s. Grandma has Louis Vuitton from the 60s. My grandma has Louis Vuitton from the 60s. She's never thrown that shit away. She won't give it to me, even though it should be passed down, but she still wears it, right? It has to get repaired a couple of times, but she still wears it. I'm putting this here because this is a student mentality. This is the student mentality. If you want to keep posting content like this, like the previous video, I want to let you know something. I don't give a flying fuck what you do. I don't. I'm talking to people who understand that this shit is different. There's a shift happening, and you can't come about this shit like that last video. You can't be standing in a parking garage. You can't stand at a random graffiti place. If you want to keep doing it, do it. I don't care. I'm talking to people who want a change and understand that they have to think in a whole completely different way. Students. Here's one. Zero fucking sales. Not gonna get you anywhere, gang. Do you know that there's brands who make content like that? Gang, do you know that there's brands who make content like that are ripping 10K to 30K drops, 300K drops? Doers and curators, I'm going to tell you something really fast. And if you're watching this video, this is how you think of me or how the brand world, that's crazy. Or if you're a curator and a doer, the money's going to come. Why? Because you're setting a new standard. You're setting a new path. And it's from you. It's from your DNA, like I've been saying. It's from you. Who gives a fuck who's making 10 to 300K? You're a drop shipper. Go drop ship. And honestly, if you're a drop shipper doing this, God bless you. I'm so glad that you have that abundance in your life. But somebody who's coming at this in a completely different way, we're not coming at it with the money in mind. We're coming at it, how do I pop my brand in someone's head and take over it with not just the product, but with the way they see things, scenarios they want to go to, things that they buy, the way they pick up things. They don't want to go to Target to buy scissors. They're going to go find a niche shop to go buy scissors because they know that the brands they wear, they don't do shit like that. Honestly, guys, 5 years from now, you will see what I was talking about and how it still works, and how people 10 years from now can use this channel to build their brand, because it's timeless. And maybe 10 years from now, it's going to be so rinsed, and people are going to be, everybody's going to be talking about the stuff I'm going to be talking about. But that's the key. Set a new standard. And then after this shit is rinsed, set a new standard. That's how the world works. We're always evolving. But for right now, that shit in the past don't work no more. And then I will always figure out what's the next thing. Right? But there's some key things on this channel that are timeless that will always work. Now, trust me, I get what you're saying. Everybody can't do the same thing. That's why I'm here listening to your advice. But let's not downplay some clothing brands that are doing great. I've never downplayed any of them. I might say silly shit, but I'm never going to downplay somebody who's making money. At the end of the day, everybody has to eat. Go ahead. If that's the way you eat, eat. I'm talking to the people who want to eat differently, who want to eat for a while. 20, 30 years. Old money. Give it to the grandkids. Give the brand to the grandkids. I'm talking to people like that. I've never said I'm not against making money. This is short-lived money. I don't like money like that. Y'all like money that poofs away? I don't like that fast money shit. Do y'all do? Hopefully not. Okay, so there's this scam on Instagram right now, and it's called the Faceless marketing. It's for like women in their 30s. I think it's for millennials. I think 20-year-olds, younger people do it too, but the whole point of it is you are marketing to people who want to get in marketing with not showing your face. It's a pyramid scheme. It's very pyramid schemey. People make money off of it though, which is cool. Like again, like something like this, people make money off of it. I'm not gonna knock it, but like, why would you do, like, this makes no sense. Just find a niche and then market. As I digress. But in this case, the way they set it up though is a great way to show y'all how to market your brand. Because to be honest, do people really care about the models all the time? Obviously, if you use a model that's an influencer or somebody that has a little bit of, you know, a good set of people watching them, that's great, right? But if you don't have the money for that, this is a great way on how to use models and content and how to show them moving around. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of faceless marketing videos. Hey, I'm B, 35-year-old solo mom of one. I started the Faceless account from scratch back in December last year, hoping to make $500,000 a month. Here are my results. So I just want you guys to see like the setup in the back, like how they show the model. So it looks like she's about to go to the gym, or she's about to do some exercise, or she's about to go to the coffee shop. This is like a scenario before and after, right? It always looks like they're about to go do something. And I think you guys sometimes don't understand what I'm saying when I say it should look like you're about to go do something before your brand and after your brand. People don't seem to get that when I say that, but this is what I mean. She's about to go do something. There's a clip. She has like her own aesthetic. There's a whole vibe. But look, she's about to go do something, right? So this is how you show your brand. You show your brand before doing something and after doing something. And it can be something small, a little clip, something like this. Bunch it together, post it. It's not that hard. You show lifestyle, you show action. She's about to get out the car, or she's before getting out the car, or after getting out of the car, she's drinking her coffee. Okay. She's doing her makeup in the car. Before doing something, after doing something. Look at all the anchoring with the products. This is going to make, oh my gosh, I love the YSL bag, the Venus LaFleur, the Forever Flowers, the Mason Pearson brush. You see how I could jot out these brands and I barely could see them? Yeah, that's how you know what I'm doing. They never show themselves like, hey guys, this is how I'm faceless marketing. This is how I'm going to do this, this, and that. That's how y'all content looks when y'all stand in parking garages. All this content, they're moving. There's action. They're not going to really show themselves without them doing something that's relevant to the faceless marketing consumer dream life scenario. The 30-year-old wants to do stuff like this, wants to dress in beige and go to coffee shops and go take pictures, do their makeup in their car, go dress up sometimes, and go to eat at a nice restaurant with their husband and go pick up a kid. This is what the 30-year-old mom wants to do in this situation. That's how you have to think about your customer. What are their scenarios? What do they want to do? And how do I put them in that position? A lot of y'all all the time say, can you show more clothing brand owners that do it? That's the thing. I'm giving y'all layouts based on different marketing strategies because y'all want to do the same thing as these clothing brand owners who don't know what the fuck they're doing. So like I said for this one, it's curated environments and movements. If you don't have money for the influencer, you have to use the fucking your best friend or whoever it is, put them in your pieces, make sure you're styling the pieces. You know how many times I've seen brand owners just put the fool in jeans and then the shirt and then shoes and then they call it styling? What? Where's the necklaces? Where's the bracelets? Where's the bag? Where's the hat? Where's the glasses? Where's the like style them based on your brand vibe. Shit's ridiculous, honestly. I don't know. Like I said, no one gives a fuck about the model. Honestly, even if it's the influencer model, I've come to terms that people really don't give a fuck. It's just like a stop to look. It's like a hook almost, right? It's more about what are the actions the model is doing. What scenarios is that model making the customer want to be in? Where do they want to go after or before? That rep the consumer. That's all it is. And you guys see how I've added my little vibe stuff just because he said it's my aesthetic. I wanted to really push it even a little more. So, like I said, what's that? Also, guys, I used to be so obsessed with Europa when they had their first store downtown. So obsessed. I never went to the store on Melrose, though. If you don't have the money to do the influencer content, don't ever fucking do it. Who cares? And also, it's smarter to do people who have micro niches online. There's a few people that I have for Ascot Ave, and they're super cool. They're super micro niche, but I know that that's not going to run me sales as much as I think. Honestly, it's just like a hook, right? It's just like the hook. Oh, yeah, I've seen her before, but oh, this is kind of cool. After a while, if the brand's cool, they don't even give a fuck that the girl's right there or the boy's right there. A lot of people think I have to communicate the product. You're communicating a situation where your product is like in it, right? It's like, oh yeah, that's in it too. Like you didn't know you were putting it there, but it is there, right? Like the consumer didn't know that it was intentional, but it is there. I made this cheat sheet for you guys, and basically it's kind of sets up how you're supposed to put your mind set before you start your content strategy for the next couple of quarters or months the rest of the year. Only download it. It's free. Only download it if you're a doer though and a curator. Don't download my shit if you're gonna just look at it and don't go do something about it. I think people get agitated with me sometimes and don't understand like my ways and how I do things because they don't come at branding the way I do. I come at branding in a very communicative way. I'm talking to a consumer that can't see me. That's how I always did it. The video's done now, but I want to give you guys a cool little, ending. So Working Girl this weekend we had our first event at this place called Pinku. We did decoded art. You can look it up. It's like the cake looking thing in a jewelry box. And all the people that were there are the exact match of the people who I saw in my head. Like every race ever in there. And that's how I wanted to come about it. And they all had that same cool yoga set, super edgy like look to them. Every single one of them had that. And it's literally how I think of them, how I thought of them in my head. I saw them in person for the first time. Absolutely fucking insane. And we sold out of the event in like, I think 4 days. Sold out of the entire event. Didn't really have to even come at them so heavy about it either. Up to me and they're like, yes, your content makes me want to be a part of Working Girl. I love the way you create content. Your content's sick. In the beginning, we did intros. And I said, hey, I'm Sunday. I'm the person that's making you want to buy the bags. And they all laughed. And I asked them, where did you find Working Girl from? And they said, TikTok. And our TikTok is not like the biggest thing in the world. We don't have the biggest following ever. And I know a lot of people criticize me about that. But the thing is, we have community. Shivani, the owner of Working Girl, everybody in LA, she always gets people stopping her on the street saying, I wear Working Girl. I love Working Girl. This is this Pinterest strategist call with this girl, and she said, oh yeah, I sing Working Girl all the time. I love it. Power of simply communicating and understanding what the consumer looks like and knowing how to put them in environments and consumer matrix that they understand. The understanding that you put them in their environments, consumer matrix, and like in a faceless world. I understand how to do that, and seeing it in real life was the most insane thing that's ever happened to me. So I just want to let you guys know that I love helping clothing brand owners. I love helping brands in general. This shit is really something that I love, and I hope you guys can see that out of like all the like the trash talk I say. I'm just trying to be entertaining. This shit can't be that fucking boring. You're not gonna sit and watch me. In the beginning, I was a little shy. If you scroll back down to like when I first started making YouTube videos, absolutely was a shy little bitch. But now I'm like, let me talk. Now I'm like, let me talk my shit a little bit, right? So I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys very soon.